All right, so let's talk about not the elephant in the room, but like let's talk about Trump.
Oh, here we go.
So basically, how this is gonna work is they're gonna talk, and I'm gonna listen because I have nothing to say about this man ever.
Well, as we all know, Trump launched his first travel ban, and that was denied by the courts.
Okay, wait.
Hold on, wait, let's go back.
Why are we going?
All right,
Trump is president.
Wait.
Trump is president.
We all know. If you don't know that,
now we know.
Living underneath a
Donald
rock.
Trump.
On January 27th.
It was earlier.
No, hold on. I think it's January 27th was the first ban, and there was 7 countries listed.
Yes.
And 7 Muslim countries, to be exact.
All Muslim countries.
And basically, he started this big chaos in the world where he put a ban. Nobody could travel from those countries. Nobody could, if you weren't a resident of the United States, you couldn't get back into the country.
Yes.
You couldn't, it was chaos. And I remember because we were traveling at the time, and there was chaos
in every airport.
People's flights were canceled. People's flights were delayed. It was just ridiculous.
Airlines had to give money back because their flight were canceled or they couldn't get back in.
There was a strike at which airport in the States?
New York.
It was just ridiculous. And after that, there was a big scrutiny. Then
the Supreme
Court decided, that's not going to work. It goes against our amendments.
Yeah.
So, and he was upset about that because he took to Twitter and he was saying he's protecting the country.
Why does he not take it to Twitter?
I don't even understand why he's even allowed to use his Twitter. Then, now they've revised the amendments and he's taken Iraq out of the equation. And now it's...
same thing.
Okay, so basically, if it's for new people who are applying for visas, so if you already have a visa, you can travel. So the only thing now is nobody new from these countries are allowed to apply for a visa to come into the country.
Sorry, just for those of us who don't know, when you say he revised the amendment, what is...
No, he revised the travel ban.
The ban. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
The travel ban.
Yeah, he revised the travel ban. So now, if you were from any of these countries and you weren't an American citizen, you couldn't travel.
Okay, got it.
Now he's banning anyone who's trying to apply to come to the United States.
Are you following the bullshit, folks? So are you following the BS, folks?
It's highly problematic. And I think that even a lot of Starbucks, Google, Uber, they've all taken a stance against this. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Disney, maybe?
Because the United States is built on that diversity, just like us.
Yeah, exactly.
If not more so than us,
It's what we bring to the country.
His wall bullshit, excuse my language, it's ridiculous. It's outrageous. And the fact that I thought that him going into power, we would really see something where people are stepping in and saying, hey, you know what, this is absolutely ridiculous. You just need to kind of ease back a little bit. But this guy just jumped right in.
Listen, he's only been in for what? Has it even been 100 days yet?
Nope. January, February, March. Okay. If at best, 50.
50. And he's, honestly, Trump has made an impact where he's showing how much foolishness he's really about. I don't even know what... Okay, tell me something that Trump has done so far that has been beneficial.
Nothing.
Wait, let's take it a step further. Name something Trump has done that has been beneficial before he was president.
What?
Nothing. There's nothing.
It doesn't look like
but you know what though? With this entire thing, with Trump being president, we have seen a kick up in our country with Islamophobia. Yes. The shooting in Quebec.
Yep.
Rest in peace to those who passed away during that
families
madness.
That were affected.
There was a strike downtown the other day at a mosque where people decided to take to the streets to preach their personal views. But let me tell you something. Y'all wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me and my people. Okay? So let's just put it out there. Y'all need to stop the bullshit. Mm-hmm. Really. We're not about that. And the fact that you guys feel, you know what?
You need to cut it. You need to cut it. Like, I'm not talking about it.
Yes, talk about it. Talk about it. What are your thoughts?
To everyone who voted Trump in, because the last time we spoke, we told you, we said, vote Hillary. Vote anybody who wasn't even Trump. And y'all let this man in that seat.
But they said that it was the people voted for Hillary. It wasn't the people.
It was the college electronic votes is what he won off of.
That's what they...
I don't care what you say, who you say, how you say, whatever the case is. That man is president. Okay? And that's all that matters. Because now we're all affected or being affected by this is ridiculous. Like this
we said that.
And for all you Canadians that want to act up,
like, even if everything, it's not even to say that it's just the Islamic community that's being affected. It's also it's just showing that the racism is now being, I wouldn't say it's being more showcased. Because the racism was always there, but it was more hidden. But now they're able to speak out more and they're protesting.
Mm-hmm. But I think that we need to kind of speak. We need to be heard. And if we don't stand up with our communities and our diverse communities in our city, then who will speak for them?
Exactly.
You know, it's great that we have a prime minister that's absolutely against that kind of negativity, and he speaks out about it, and he's very adamant about it. But we need to... Yeah, absolutely.
I would say that out of everything that's going on in the world, Trudeau has shown his support towards the Muslim community.
Absolutely.
I can't say that he's for the rest of all the other immigration issues that we are facing. But I will say he stands up for the Muslim community and not really opening up his eyes to other situations. Like there was the family, the Jamaican family. And I had posted this on my Facebook one time where they were facing deportation.
They got an extension.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. No, but I was exactly.
No, they're not doing one. There's plenty.
But I mean to say that that was more where it had to be brought to the attention, because right now we've accepted over 100,000 refugees from Syria, where he has stated many times that you are welcome here. There were people who and their families were walking in from all borders, from Manitoba. Where they're trying to get into the country.
What was that guy? The guy that his hands froze?
His legs were frozen.
Okay, so let me just...
From this,
Manitoba
State.
Right.
So,
he came to the Manitoba border.
Just to clarify, it's not to say that they're stopping people when they're trying to cross over into the country.
No,
it's still illegal entry.
Them. No.
However, they're bringing them in. They're taking the necessary steps to make sure that they're okay. So they pick them up. Like the guy they picked up, they brought him to like one of their centers and made sure that he was warmed up, fed him, and make sure that he takes the legal steps to be here.
Get in there. Yeah.
We had to follow a legal step to be here. You know what I mean? We all had to get our papers, so we're just making sure that, because we're welcoming them and our gates are open to them. We have to remember, like, yes, we have communities that are faced with poverty, especially from our Jamaican communities or other spaces in the Caribbean, but these places are war torn. Exactly. I've seen videos where babies are lined up on the floor.
Exactly.
People are dying. Yeah. That is something that we have to do something. Within our communities, where in Jamaica, for example, where they're opening up people and taking out their body parts, those are things that, like, people are choosing to do that. This is a war. These places are war-torn places, and if we can't step in and say, you know what, I'm not justifying. I'm just saying that.
How can you?
It's like when people say, well, with racism, like, my oppression is worse than your oppression.
Exactly.
It's oppression.
Oppression is oppression.
Yeah, like you can't.
All sin is sin. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So we have to be cautious and we have to be aware and we have to be conscious of those things, because the things that I've seen on social media have brought me to tears. The things I've seen,
the ignorance, it's from people.
Yeah, and it's horrible. Like, we're welcoming these people into our country because we have the ability to do it. Not to say that we should open up our gates for other people as well.
At the same time, I just feel that if we're bringing them into our country, for example, and I'm not speaking about America anymore. No disrespect, but like if we're bringing them to a country, then there should not be moments like the anti-Islam situation that happened the other day, that protest. Like, I just feel like it's ridiculous for us to say that we're welcoming and then you bring them here and then they're not welcome.
But would you say that the reason why those things are happening is because we're bringing people in?
No, but it's very much like, for example, if you know that your mother is homophobic, and or better, if you know that your parent is racist, or the case, and you decide to date someone of every race, would you then willingly bring that person into your home, your parents' house, and without warning them? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're at least Toronto,
but
Canada,
Travoy, it's been
we're prided as like diverse and all these things.
But this has been a plan. This is a plan. There was a plan in place.
So you're saying that those people are behind? They're not with it.
Well, clearly not, because there was a plan in place. People knew that this was happening. The plan was to bring a certain amount of people by a certain time. And then families would raise money to adopt a family and bring them here. So it's not anything new. And side note, every single if you are not of indigenous descent, you are a migrant into this country. Exactly. And don't you forget that.
Ever.
Okay, you are a migrant. You immigrated here. Your family's family immigrated here. So don't you forget that. So don't be closing the doors to other people who are in need.
You have to remember,
just like your
go
family
back to how we all started. And again, what I understand with the passion that Justin Trudeau has with this is that you remember half of our parents would not be here if it wasn't for his father. Who basically opened up the immigration to say that we were allowing these countries to come in here.
Talk about it.
This is what has brought him to saying, you know what, my father did this, and I'm going to help out and continue with his legacy going forward.
I'm just going to sit because I'm heated now. Oh my God, I'm heated now.
So, I mean, those are the things that we do have to be aware of.
And we are so passionate just because our parents, we've all, no matter where it is or where we come from, we've all migrated here. If it wasn't us personally, it is our parents, our grandparents, and so forth.
Here, I was born in.
It just sucks. Not to keep it going, but like I remember, like my mom used to have stories about racism, like when she first came to Canada and went to school here. Like this is just it's just ridiculous to me. It's just.
But and then again, like, okay, part of the big problem is that people are not being educated on history and racism and race and how it works. And even ourselves and our children, we have to make sure that we educate them about where we're coming from and how we got here and the reason why it's important to embrace your blackness and embrace you and your culture. Exactly. And those things are important, right? And you have people who are uneducated and stupid. Okay,
ignorant,
you know what? Let me not call
ignorant.
Ignorant. I will. That's what I'm here for. Like, ignorant and stupid.
Like, those are the things.
Jackasses.
It's important for us to teach our children so that they can continue. You know, I'm just gonna bring it up quickly. There was a video on Facebook with these two little boys, and one little boy got his haircut there. One was black, one was white, and the black boy got his haircut, and then his friend said, hey, I'm going to get my hair cut. So the teacher can't tell us apart. And that shows you that hatred, race, it's taught. Yeah. And it's really important for us to recognize these things, you know, and we can't continue to live in a positive space without embracing each other and embracing our diversity, period. That's right. That's all I got to say.
Well, you know, we always get passionate when it comes to culture, race, and Trump.
Thank you.
So